Good morning and happy Friday. Mwah. It's time to do the DK30 2021 Spring Project Review. Then afterwards we're going to play Demon Souls, where I'll probably also skip another boss and move on to the next area because I never feel high level enough. But, speaking of high level, all of you did such brilliant work this DK30. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about what DK30 is. We're going to talk about some overview information factoids about this DK30. Then we're going to just take a select look at some projects to inspire us for the future projects. So first of all, what is DK30? The idea behind it is that we sometimes have big goals or maybe small goals that we don't want to get around to. And a DK30 is a 30-day project. It is a 1-month project. The idea being, think of something you can get done with in 1 month, break it into week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, something that is nice and digestible and easy to chew, and then do as much progress as you can on that goal in the month. We focus on things like, focus on the inputs, not on the outputs. Don't say, I'm going to try to get a job, because you can't control that output, but you can control the input of, I'm going to submit 5 resumes per week. We talk about all sorts of various things like techniques of scheduling, techniques of timing, techniques of adjusting your plan for better success. And what we do at the end is we take a look at some of those and talk about ones that we did well, ones that we did poorly, what worked, what didn't. If you go to our website, day9.tv/DK30, or you just can go to day9.tv, you can navigate to it here, you can see our special project tracker tool. You can use this, you can not use it if you don't want to. It's just an option for those of you who are participating. And kind of a funny story about this particular DK30. We normally have somewhere between 500 and 1,000 people participating. For instance, the last one I think was 715, and the one before that was about 850 people. This one had 306. And I gotta be honest, our research into this number indicates that many of you are going, I've been in fucking quarantine for a year. I'm not gonna try to take on some other self-improvement project right now. I'm white-knuckling until the economy's open and we're all vaccinated. That's the general tone where when we say, hey, who's ready for some self-improvement? A lot of you go, I'll wait for the summer. Which, hey, you know what makes sense? And in fact, moving on to a little bit about my DK30. I did a mixture of great and not great. I had 2 goals for this DK30. Drink no calories, which is a very simple thing. Don't do it. No soda, no beer, no energy drinks, nothing. And I also had a goal for myself to do project work, because a way that I cope with stress is by getting myopically focused on some coding project. How do I create a data structure that can really efficiently manage all this, even though none of the file sizes we're working with are ever going to be large enough for efficiency to matter in the fucking first place? Focus on it, focus on it, focus on it. I'd let this slip and I could feel a lot of anxiety and stress popping up. On Drink No Calories, I have a real big summary here. I didn't know it would format like this, but to talk about Drink No Calories. I made it 20 days and then I became an absolute calorie drankin' machine. But the big lesson for me was that due to daylight savings time completely fucking up my sleep schedule, where I was having trouble falling asleep, which meant it was harder to get up in the morning, which meant it was harder to fall asleep at night. This loop disrupted everything, and I really think that making sleep my number 1 priority as the precursor to everything is an important thing to note. In terms of allocating personal project work time, I was doing about 15 to 20 hours per week. And in these last 5 weeks, I did about 100 hours of project work. Yeah! It's been very rewarding. It's been very engaging. And some of the notable lessons that I wanted to share from mine is, as I said before, sleep is essential. This was really my source of willpower. It is the most powerful performance-enhancing drug, sleep. I also have found this actually is a lesson that I carried over from my last DK30. I need to record what I've been doing, because I am really good at shitting on myself internally, being down on myself. Oh, you didn't do enough good stuff day 9. But if I record it, I can go, oh my God, I worked nearly 100 hours in the last 5 weeks on my personal projects. That's amazing. That's really good, right? Yeah, even all those days when I was stuck doesn't matter, because I can look back at this record and remind myself I'm doing a good job. Last one is I need to plan for off time. I actually had a wonderful conversation with Ghost Stalker about this. I don't think that I will ever be someone who can just always do 80 hours a week every week until I'm dead. I like doing an 80-hour week, an 80-hour week, an 80-hour week, a 30-hour week, an 80-hour week, an 80-hour week. I like the idea of getting permission to have time allocated where I don't do any work, where I don't make any progress, where I just sort of bleh. And I'm interested in trying to apply this to the drink no calories idea. Maybe drink no calories on these 5 days, but on Friday night and Saturday, you're allowed to drink calories. Things like this. Is coffee a calorie? Not according to me, Big Mike. Cheers. So I was pleased with this, despite the fact that I'm an absolute chonker, and a lot of my shirts they fit like Winnie the Pooh right now. I think I'm interested in getting in much better shape starting in May, where the vaccine that I've completed the course of will have kicked in, to where I feel a little bit more comfortable doing some of the participation in various fitness activities outside, or maybe even one of these gyms. Who knows? I'm really excited to be less huge in the future. But for now, I'm drinking some calories and it's going great. So let's take a look at some of your brilliant stuff. First, in the code and engineering category, we're going to start with a wonderful little project from Dithanos. And now that I'm done talking and thinking about myself, we get to admire all the wonderful things that y'all did. Dithanos was interested in trying to create a simulation for the striking of a square drum. And there's some really wonderful updates here from Dithanos talking about all the different technical details about switching between various types of precisions. I strongly encourage you to check it out. I want to remind you, if you go to the DK30 homepage, you can look everyone up in their categories. You can type in Dithanos right here, that sort of thing. Back. So definitely check this out. But Dithanos was trying to create, again, a simulation for striking a drum, and made this wonderful YouTube video that's linked right there. And check this out.
Here is some parameters you can play around with for controlling the sound characteristics. So I can left click in head here, and it'll strike the surface with.
That's so tight! And I'm sorry about the audio balancing. I didn't do any of that shit in advance. Isn't that rad? I mean, this is one of the things that I think is so cool about I'm going to do this in 1 month. It does not, and I want to stress, your personal project does not have to be, by any stretch of the imagination, I'm trying to develop a business plan to have a top 1% Etsy store. Just like, hey, this is a cool drum simulation thing. I can get done with it in a month. Yeah, it could maybe be part of something valuable, but... or not valuable, part of something that is like a business. But I don't know. I'm kind of sick of people saying, hey, there's no point in having a hobby that you can't monetize. Also remember to practice self-care. I just think that this is exactly the sort of thing that when I see it...
with a mallet, basically. And the left click is sort of like a smaller mallet that is a bit quieter. And then I can right click as well.
Oh!
To strike it.
So fucking tight! Yeah, again, I'm going to be just doing a sampling of a lot of things. Tons of stuff that Dithanos, right? I see you in chat as well, Dithanos. Delightful reading through all your updates. And so, yeah, check that out. Rizeu. This, Rizeu, many of you know, did literally this that you're looking at. This DK30 thing, Rizeu helped make this. And Rizeu was working on launching a Nerf hobby shop with an emphasis on war practical blasters and gear. I've already secured relevant licenses for the products I plan to stock and have done some preliminary UI work. Rizeu, it just does brilliant, brilliant work across the board. And has an update in 25 days. Rizeu, I so want to see where this is. I mean, part of the reason that I'm sharing this is I'm trying to lure more information out of you as to what's been going on. But I mean, some of these sketches of various Nerf equipment is so cool. Oh my god. And, having gotten the opportunity to work with Rizeu on various projects, I love the clarity and documentation and precision that Rizeu uses to create everything. So, I mean, I did not even know that war practical Nerf hobbyist gear was a thing. I had no idea. This is so rad. heading to the craft and cosplay, our very own Octea. By the way, what is this? This is my thing. Yeah, let's get rid of that one. Octea says, I began crocheting a couch for my cats during the last DK festival. I've gotten a few pieces done and would like to complete this project. I'm using a pattern found here. Let me just take a quick break and tweet, because I completely forgot to tweet because I'm a dumbass. Here we go! Happy Friday. We're kicking off the stream with a review of the spring DK30 projects, and then continuing on with more Demon Souls. I would not even remember to put on my pants were it not for Ghost Stalker. So Octavia said, I want to crochet a cat couch for my kitties. And the documentation that Octavia has, I mean, she just did brilliantly. I'm going to scroll through. There's some really nice kitty photos in here. But we're moving through. There's a kitty on some of the patterns. Here it is. Uh-oh. Oh, there's a little kitty on the other side of the couch. There's the back. Oh, there's a kitty on a sofa. Oh my god, look at this. That's so adorable. Oh my god, it's so cute. Now, do the kitties enjoy it? Yes. Yes, they do. Oh, look at those little eyes. Just, I'm so tired. Oh. Octavia says they love it. This is the most adorable thing in the universe. I now desperately need to construct a cat castle sofa accompaniment. This is the most adorable thing that has ever been created. Sheer creativity. And of course, literally making an organism's life better. You love to see it. If any of you are interested in some of the process documentation, Octea just has extraordinary detail in how the foam was constructed, how the crocheting and links to the pattern were constructed. Also, just talking a little bit about the participation. One of my favorite parts has been the ability to connect more with the day-night community at large through the Makers Hangout and Discord. I really can't stress enough that the Discord is like the home base for DK30, because getting encouragement and project feedback and stuff is unbelievable. I even remember telling y'all that I was stuck on a code and pickle and was just having a conversation with my buddies, and my wife just made a comment that helped me totally see it from a different perspective and break through it, and I've been living that high since then. Talking to people about your projects is a great motivation. So Octea for cat craft and cosplay. Oh yes, into the next category. Education and career. Curvy figure, which is almost certainly not how this is pronounced, but I think that's quite funny. Is interested in getting back into some DIY hobbyist stuff, but wanted to refresh CAD skills. Now, for any of you that don't know what CAD or AutoCAD is, it's like a 3D modeling software that is used to do a lot of like industrial product design stuff. And in fact, my grandfather, who was an engineer, used like a 1980s computer AutoCAD. And when I was a kid, he would show me how to, make like a wrench in AutoCAD. And I thought it was so fucking cool. Ah! And I liked this particular project that I'll tell you about in a moment because I'm thirsty. I like this particular project because it begins with, I was recently thinking about getting into some DIY hobby, but I've quickly realized that I missed some skills. This sentence encapsulates why so many people struggle to get started. I want to write a book. Do I work on prose? I don't have a good story idea really fleshed out. How do you do scenes? What's a good plot point? What's a good plot twist? I just love that curvy figure. I'm sorry, forgive me, I just have fun saying it that way. Just identified, hey, refreshing CAD skills is a skill, so I'm not even worried about what the DIY project plan is. I don't have a long-term thing that I'm specifically trying to make. I'm just following along with tutorials. Hinged box, here's another tutorial, here's another tutorial, here's another tutorial, here's another tutorial. Just going through, just learning that underpinning skill. I thought this was really lovely, and unfortunately I had a lot of things, so I slacked and wasn't able to complete the project on time. Anyways, I'm going to complete the 30-day Fusion 360 course I found on YouTube. I've already learned a lot, so I'm glad I took a shot. Remember, I only made a DK20 when it came to one of my goals. Even getting distracted means 20 days of a 30-day project course done. Well done, Curvy Feeder. I guarantee I'm going to mess this up. I have all these tabs open, and I have been scrolling down and reading through the updates, and so I have not up-scrolled on all of them. This is on Echo, who wanted to learn Japanese and said, for the past 5 years, I lied to myself that I would learn Japanese. I would start for a couple of weeks before dropping it for whatever reasons. I hope the next couple of weeks will help develop a habit that I can continue after this DK30 ends. My goal is to try to learn at least hiragana by the end of the month. And I loved what Echo did in terms of creating documentation and color coding and learning through all of this. Also trying to push past the first challenging 3 weeks. And there's a whole lot of really nice documentation. I even just got done talking about my own experience with having documentation like this, because I find it's so easy to beat yourself up in the moment and not give yourself credit for what you have done in the past. And I think a sheet like this, like being able to see it all transform into green, is so satisfying. Or going, oh, I feel like I didn't do what I wanted to do. And then you look historically and you see 7 green days in a row. Mwah. Love it. And Echo, hey, Echo's hanging out and chat with us right now. Yeah, I really love the formatting that you used for this. This was terrific. And I would look forward to more updates coming down the pipeline. I hope that the learning of Japanese continues, as I know learning a language is, frankly, a lot about grinding. This was an interesting one. Mr. Kaji did an approach that I thought was something that I never really would have thought of. It says, in this new project, I'll try to address in more specific ways the issues highlighted in my last project. I will attempt to avoid time pressure by scheduling 1 hour each day, dedicating only to studying. I will I will use the same scheduling to try out studying at different times of day in order to figure out what works best with my current daily routine. I'm someone that has the tendency to go like, all right, at 11:31 every single day, I do thing X, and I just commit to that. This idea of, I'm going to try to study at different times and bake that into the plan to see what feels the best. But I mean, like, there were some outputs from this experiment that I found fascinating. It showed me that even if I find some specific times to be more challenging, I am at this point capable of studying pretty much at any time of day. And this particular experiment from Mr. Kaji, this particular DK30, rarely even talked about the content of the studying. Like, I mean, it just says 30 minutes, 4 pages, start at the end of the time slot, studying went well. It's all purely focused on the feeling of how the studying went at a particular time. Which, I sort of found refreshing, because it's so easy to get caught up in the specific topic that's there, like, I'm trying to get better at, say, studying painting. I painted this today. I painted that yesterday, right? Like, it's so easy to focus on the actual artifact. But Mr. Kaji had some really wonderful reflections, and if you're someone like me that has weeks of great studying intensity and weeks of poor studying intensity, I thought that Mr. Kaji had some really fantastic reflections in here. And there's Mr. Kaji in chat. What up, Mr. Kaji? Big hearts back to you. Again, for the really interesting and innovative approach to this. Yes, Jankmaster Shake wrote something that shook me to my very core. Where is it? Yes, recent events have proven to me that my social anxiety has gotten quite a bit worse since early 2020. That's me. Anyone else? Anyone else find themselves in this paragraph as well? Anyone else? I've had such insane spikes and troughs of anxiety and delight and angst and anger and upsettedness. It's all over the place, right? And I thought this was a really interesting approach. I want to try streaming and playing Arena again. What I want to get out of this project more than anything is taking this as a chance to improve my public speaking skills, prove to myself that I can set a goal and see through it to the end, and work towards overcoming the anxiety I feel when I'm interacting with and performing in front of others. I think this is terrific. I know of no person who has streamed regularly for 1+ year who has not felt substantially more confident in their speaking abilities. I personally know of someone who, I remember she said, I do not like speaking. I like writing. Speaking is intimidating to me. Even just explaining myself in a conversation is intimidating. And she was very, well, I mean, interrupting herself a lot. And she started streaming, and like 2 years later, no ums, no uhs, brilliantly articulate. And just, it's like the gap between her writing and speaking just came together. It was wonderful. And as if I didn't relate to this enough, Jankmaster Shake writes, my stream buffering was really bad, and based on talking to friends in the area, I think it was my ISP. I read that, and I was like, oh my god, Jankmaster Shake is a professional streamer. That's what it's like. But even so, Jankmaster Shake has some nice reflections about trying to push through, trying to solve some of these issues. That's what streaming is like. There's a lot of hurdles to overcome. I constantly need to rely on Eric for tech support issues and tech support solutions, my business partner Eric, for helping figuring things out. But, I mean, Jankmaster Shake, hell yeah. I hope that the social anxiety gets abated somewhat via the streaming, which, this year has been a big anxiety pile. It's been like 2 years of anxiety, huh? I'm rooting for 2022, baby. But Jankmaster Shake, I thought this was a really nice project as a solution to a particular emotional situation. A little bit similar to how I was like, wow, I'm feeling stressed about the world. I need to devote more time to my project work to just kind of get that stuff out of my head. In the next one, yes, our game dev category from Burndy, releasing Derelict Void to Steam. For any of you that have not been following Sterling Games, we, in the fall, so at the end of each year, we have a DK30 that is focused around doing creative projects, and in particular, a game jam. And in the fall of 2019, a group joined together to form a sort of survival, a sci-fi survival, brutally difficult game that they were working on together called Derelict Void, and the crew has just continued to push and push and push, making Derelict Void part of every single past DK30, to where they have actually released the game on Steam. I see some of you. There's the Fast Loris. I see you, Fast Loris. I see you in chat right there. And look at this. And look at this game. Look at this motherfucking Steam page. Oh, you got a cinematic trailer in there? Oh, you have objects floating in space in a broken window? You see how everyone's dead inside? That's us. That's us. We're dead in here because we don't know how to man the ship properly. Well, I want to skip ahead to show some of the gameplay. There's your ship. This is our home. By the way, I have no idea if the volume levels are terrible or too quiet or too loud. This is a real-ass game. You can purchase it. And in fact, not only can you purchase it, but I did purchase it. Let me tell you. They were like, hey, Sean, listen, we want to thank you so much. We have a key for you if you're interested in trying out the game. Go fuck yourselves and keep your key. I bought your game. I bought your fucking game, you fucking assholes. Don't you dare ever try to give me a key when you did the amazing thing. Fucking assholes. I totally have to play it on stream. At least just open it up for like 20, 30 minutes and just gush over it. I'll just play it till we're dead. But I just want to give a shout out to the team. Seeing any project through to completion is really hard. Many of the projects that you see on air that I've worked on have been the 5% that made it. And there's just literally the project corpses littering this room. And the fact that the Sterling Games team literally has a game on Steam. I don't have a game on Steam. Most of us doesn't have a game on Steam. Sterling Games has a game on Steam. Hell yeah. If any of you are interested in the development process, about just kind of stitching all the pieces together and working through and what it's like to go from Vision to Steam, I mean, the crew has done an amazing job documenting all of it via these DK30s. So I encourage you to check it out. Congratulations again. That's incredible. And by the way, I see Candy Bomber Z has gifted us 5 subs, and there was another DJ Furball gifted us 10. I even see Golden Witch gifting Mr. Kaji. Mwah to all of you. And Kitty for Cat says, you seem like in a great mood, Sean. It's good to see you like that. Yeah, I've been in kind of a weird up and down mood. And I was kind of just like, feeling a little, this morning. And then I just started to go through these projects. And it just brought me so much happiness to see all these things. In particular, the cat sofa, Actea. Like, literally, I saw that kitty sofa and I was just like, oh shit, this is a product. And I would suggest that you make it into a physical item and sell it. Yeah, I think I want you to do that. I just want one. Can I don't know how else to put that. Listen, I know I just got done with this thing about it's important to have hobbies that are not business focused or like personal satisfaction focused, but I want to pay you money to have it, is what I'm saying. Anyways. Again, a lot of people, Actea says, I can't monetize my hobbies, you said so. Damn it! Ugh! No, wait, no. I just told the Derelict Void people that I bought their shit. Caught you. Anyways, okay. Let's get through this. Let's keep giving nods to people. We have a lot of people that are interested in games and game development. Believe it or not, because this community was built around a video game streamer. And so we have several game dev projects. Alesis, I thought this was a really great example of scoping. Since last DK30, me and my girlfriend Tony got inspired to make a complete point-and-click adventure game. There's your big goal. What's the sub-goal that you can get done within a month? We've been working on some world building, selecting tools up to now, but it's time to get down and start making it. To get the project more realistic, the goal is to have an inventory system and a scene switching system done by the end of March. Perfect example of scoping. I'm so sick of my Mario example that I always use. This is fantastic. I will use this as my reference from now on. And Alesis has this darling GIF. The inventory and scene systems are done-ish. Character walking and background are done-ish. A lot of polish will still be needed. The foundation is there, and it's starting to look like a point-and-click adventure game. And look, you have your little cat. There it is. Hello. You got the yarn. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so nice. Oh. Now I am a little bit biased because there's a cat here and there's a cat there. But the fact that you have a cat paw mouse cursor is darling. And also the entire room is full of things that I want to click on as a hardcore point-and-click adventure game fan. I thought this was a brilliantly scoped goal and I love it. I absolutely love it. I absolutely do. So, one of the things that was interesting when reading through the description from Alesis is there was also tidbits about having to work with pathfinding and moving around on a grid within the scene system. There's a lot of discussion of the stuff that is not directly an inventory and directly a scene switching system that also has to do with art and animation and really core systems in games like pathfinding and stuff. Ow, I have something in my eye. Whatever, I don't need two eyes to appreciate your projects. Alice says, feel free to check it out. Once again, just a reminder that if you just go to the home of the DK30 page, you can look up like that. Bang, bang. So let's see here. Where's his Alesis? And perfect. Yo. Pop Timu Slime. Pop time, you slime. I'm not sure how to parse it, but I like Pop Timuslim. After working on making a proof of concept prototype of a card-based city builder, I want to take that project to the next level and make a polished alpha version of the game to send to playtesters for feedback. I want the focus on completion over complexity. Get it done instead of getting everything added to the game. Brilliant. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. And for any of you who are joining a little late, who are curious what a DK30 is, head straight to our DK30 page. Or you can rewind this video to the start when I talk about it. But, oh, Poptimus Lime. Oh, like Optimus Prime, it's Poptimus Lime. Oh. Fuck. It's really good. It's in my brain now. So, there's just a fantastic set of reflections here. I really love some of these notes, like key takeaways, game before technology. If I have a game idea, get a very clear idea of what the game flow and mechanics are before I start implementing code in Unity. Remember Sean talking about some of his coding pickle? It's directly related to this. Project with friends. Yes! Yes! Motivation and posting updates and participating in Discord. Games are hard. Yeah. Games are impossible. Games are actually so hard to develop. I am still not convinced that there ever has been a game developed. But look at this lovely prototype of City of Cards. Run the game. And you can go straight to Poptimus Lime's itch.io or go to the webpage here to check it out, City of Cards. I thought that this was a really good example of the difference between polish in regards to art fidelity and polish in regards to gameplay. So for instance, like, hit play. You have a sort of card-based city builder. Here's a house. And when you click, it snaps to a grid so you can build it, and it costs money, and there's certain amounts of actions and interactions between all of these. Notice that when I'm placing this, there's actual implementation of all the components of like the UI and the interface. And I fiddled around a good bit about this. I fiddled around a good bit with this. And it's remarkable just how clear everything is communicated. I just keep making houses, and then when I'm done with these 5 actions, similar to the game Islanders, you get a new set of like, ooh, do I want city improvements? Just double-click 2 of these. Okay, so here's my cards again. Let's keep making some solar fields. Let's make a shop. How about another shop? Like, camera controls. Hey, WASD or right-click and drag move. All right, cool. Yeah, look. Actual nice polish. Can I right-click to drag? Perfect, perfect. I think that this is a really nice example of polish that is not art polish. Because a lot of times when people think of polish, they think of beautiful visual effects. A house that looks so brilliant, you just would buy it in real life if it were there. I mean, these are actually very simple houses, very simple graphics. But all the other elements that are polished are just like these mouse over things. These UI elements just having a little bit of snap and movement to them. The nice feel of the scroll and camera controls. Little informations like, oh, how to play. Oh, cool. And I can sort of scroll through stuff. I just thought that it was a really nice prototype, Poptimus Lime. I didn't try to min-max anything at all because I was busy. I don't know if you've seen me play any of the games that I've been playing recently, like on Age of Empires or Evil Genius. I really like doing the... And how exactly does this button held at this time interact with that thing? I thought it was wonderful. Oh yes, Kathea D. I've been working on a custom game engine for several years on and off, and have finally had an iteration that I feel comfortable building out. For the next 30 days, I want to commit to regular work on the engine for the purpose of pursuing my passion project, a small-scale, StarCraft-style RTS. Oh, there's Clockwork, Elisa's, and Poptimus Lime in chat. Love seeing y'all here. Love seeing y'all. For any of you who have never done work in developing an engine, developing an engine is someone who, you know how there's those people that really know how to write bibliographies? Or are obsessed with the exact correct and incorrect use of commas? If you know that person, then you know someone who does engine development. Working in an engine means you have extremely strong opinions about vector representations. And if someone's engine doesn't use quaternions, you kind of just... This fucking guy, he's still using vector 3s for all his math. What a fucking amateur. Yeah, like, developing an engine is real tedium and subtlety and back-end stuff. And here we have these little sprites reminiscent of the style that you see in Tooth and Tail. It's all coming together. If I may give feedback, Kathea D, I'm just going to say, these squares, if you made them a little bit dark gray and a little bit light gray, your eyes will thank you. Now, I want to note that when I did a tile-based game, when I saw this sort of desaturated red and this sort of desaturated teal, the colors I used were red and blue. But I'm talking like 25500 red and 255 like blue. It was like so bright. I was just like, oh shit, oh fuck. I mean, I was like trying to like code this shit. I was using an engine like 12 years ago called Torque 2D, and I mean, and it had a black background, and then like white text would appear there, and I was just like, oh fucking, it hurt my teeth to look at my thing. And someone said, dude, use light gray and lighter gray, and your brain will thank you. And then I did it, and I was like, oh, I'm a game developer now because I know a trick. Just made me think of that when this was this. But getting a character to do this in an engine is insane. I'm deeply impressed that you did this, Dk30. Deeply impressed. And I also loved on the sidebar the 6 hours of development time per week, 2 hours design/planning per week. Highly underrated component to programming. I actually feel like programming is 80%, and how do I do it? And then you just write it in 10 minutes. 80% in 10 minutes. Very good at communication, Day9 is. Another one, RM Cubic. Wildfire Swap, my long-term puzzle game project. Swap tiles and fight fires in Wildfire Swap. That music is so loud. I'm going to go knock on the wall. Hopefully they turn it down. They're generally lovely about this. Let me use my mug. No, it's gone. Good, very good. What are we hearing? It's my my neighbors going thump, 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 thump. It's Friday, you know, people gotta let loose. But RM Cubic, look at this lovely aesthetic of Wildfire, where you move the house around, you're trying to contain the fire, 100% contain. The fire is controlled. Look at this. Each turn, the fire grows one tile, and soon will have expanded out of control. I love little puzzle games like this. Oh, here's some... Oh no, the wind is gonna blow the fire. Oh my god, look at the level select screens. Oh, and look, there's Wildfire Swap on Steam. You want to hear the music? Of course you do. Boom, boom, boom. Now, because because I'm making a mistake here, I closed the page, but feel free to check out Mr. Cubic on the Dk30 to read a little bit about what the process was like, because this was a multiple-year project. And there's RM Cubic. Good to see you in chat here. Nagmar versus Lionar. That's a dead game joke. Any Duelist players? All right. So Nagmar, me and my buddy Eddie, will take on the journey to game dev world. Our plan is to bring to life a board game we were thinking of for a few months. Game will involve mechanics such as worker placement, Euro, and area control. And when I first read this, it didn't occur to me that perhaps what they meant was the currency Euro. I was just like, Europe and area control? Oh, money euros, okay. The game will be set in a theme of rivaling necromants, digging into long-forgotten collapsed tombs using their zombies to do the tasks for them. First of all, I just thought this splash art was, like, extraordinarily striking. I love this piece of art. This is great. But they developed this entire project in Tabletop Simulator. And there's an extraordinarily satisfying dev history to this. I still keep forgetting to make this leap, but I have said to many of you, if you're ever interested in game development, start making a board game. Don't start with digital games. Start making a board game and get used to the idea of making rules, playing with them, changing the rules, seeing how it changes the gameplay, and so on, because it requires no coding, no art, no nothing. You just make it. But Tabletop Simulator is an extraordinarily nice way to just make board games. And there's a lot of really nice development progress where they're updating little images and updating rules and so on and so forth. We got one more game dev project. Yes, from Dialem. This month I want to try my hand at creating a system/tool that would allow me to create a level using Unity's 2D tile map and then use the data from that tile map to render an FPS game. The idea is to have the player as a 2D sprite moving through space, but they're seeing everything rendered in 3D. So for instance, you see how there's this sprite moving around, and there's all these 2D tiles here, and then here's the character moving around in this. I thought this was just a fascinating project, right? The idea of saying, well, 2D tile sets are very easy to produce. 3D areas are a little bit more challenging to produce. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to use a 2D tile set for 3D space? And we see some areas. I have hope, but it's hard. In Dilemma, I would love to see more and more and more. Rotation is pretty much red. Oh, yeah. And there's just some really nice GIFs, pronounced GIF, not GIF. Just some really nice progress and discussions of how things went along the way. I just thought it was a really cool project. I just like that dilemma, and I'd love to know where it goes. Now that's part one. I need to get up part two because that wraps up the first half of things, and it's on to health and fitness. And sometimes I felt like I was being spoken to. Jockey, or perhaps yoke. Go for daily walks and avoid sugar/alcohol on Monday to Friday. This is probably more like what I should have done. This is great. A final note, I'm so happy I stumbled on DK30, coming off a terrible 2020 and just started to get back some motivation, but this was exactly the push I needed. I haven't mentioned weight loss as part of the goal, but that was my overall goal and also inevitable if the project succeeded. Perfect example of inputs over outputs. Look, go for a walk around a nearby lake after dinner. Avoid eating and drinking sugar and alcohol. Saturday, Sunday, go for a walk around a nearby lake before dinner while there's still daylight, right? These are the inputs. But look at what the output was. Lost 21.1 pounds. Lost almost a full 10 kilogram. Started at 270 down to 250. That is really awesome. That's really awesome. And part of me is like, yeah, why not just do like Monday to Friday? Well, I'd probably do Sunday to Thursday. No sugar, no alcohol. And walking every day. I thought this was a terrific one. Just want to give a congratulations to Yoke. Or Yoke. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But I'm doing my best. This one tickled me a great deal. From Sordy, establish a regular training basis with relaxing part afterwards. Gain more stamina and practice techniques for my eku at the beach. An eku is a type of Japanese weapon that comes from a time when you would have poor villages that could not afford like steel weapons, so it was a way to use an oar, like a martial art form developed around using this oar, this paddle, as a weapon. But yeah, after trading, reading a chapter of my favorite book with the soothing sound of the ocean in the background. There's just some lovely updates and some lovely images of the ocean and stuff like this, but there was this one that just cracked me up. Had to explain to several people that I'm training martial arts, and that I'm not just angry because I have no canoe. That's excellent. And also just some really nice mixtures of things. And I thought that this was like a really lovely combination of exercise plus ritual, right? I will exercise and then I will do something relaxing where I read next to the ocean. And the photos immediately lower my blood pressure throughout here. I mean, I think this is beautiful. I think this is a beautiful shot. I thought it was snow on the ground at first. I think it's white sand. I mean, come on. It's wonderful. More in the health and fitness from Satan. Satan, who has helped us with our Gauntlet project, a longtime member of the day-night community in Discord, wrote something that spoke to my soul. I've been chugging way too many soft drinks, eating way too many chips and other unhealthy things. I got 2 days a week where I play D&D, and I'm allowing myself those 2 days because I tried going cold turkey and it did not work out. Week 2 onwards, we're changing our goals from snacking twice a week to doing 1 sit-up per gram of snacking that we do. And look at this post-mortem. I am a stress eater. When I get bored, I eat. I have phases for eating. If I don't drink soda for a while, I don't miss it. If I have it once, I immediately get hooked. I overcompensate, so when I don't allow myself snacks during the week, I just splurge and devour all kinds of stuff when I can, more than I would. I just really love carbs. Like, I was reading this and I was like, finally, some honesty! Oh my god! The number of people that are like, I don't want to look like a donut, so I don't eat them. Like, who? No one thinks like that. That's never been how a brain works. No brain is just like, oh, I will choose to do in the short term what will help me in the long term. Why would I not do that? Are you fucking kidding me? I literally am angry that I'm not eating right now. I can't believe it. But some really nice learnings. A good sleep schedule means I don't feel the desire for snacks anywhere near as much. Still, I find this to be true. Things like tea is a good substitute for soda. God, I just fucking love salt and vinegar chips so much. I actually thought this was just a wonderful and honest reflection. That again, I think that there's like really valuable lessons to learn from this. In particular, substituting thing A for thing B is way easier than don't do thing A. Good sleep schedule for the motivations. Hell yes, Satan, you can do it. Because I'm trying to do it. And I think we can do it. Gabaror wanted to learn to bake bread. And I just love this. I've wanted to know how to make bread forever. People I know can bake bread say that it's not difficult, but it looks like magic to me. I've always wanted to know how to bake bread, and this is exactly how I feel about it. And then here is Gabaror making some ingredients. Look, there's the dough. There's more dough. There's more dough. Oh, the dough is taking a nap. It's been tucked into bed. Boom, sourdough. Oh, shit, pizza. Oh, attempt 1 at pizza with leftover dough. Uh-oh, we got more stuff going. Boom, sourdough. And what are we, serious? Empanadas? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Got some beautiful bread here from Gabaror. Ah, yes, the music from Tristan Wiba, who's right there. I see you, Tristan. Last 2 DK30s are super helpful for getting me motivated to do songwriting. So let's run it back. I'm planning to dedicate 30 minutes each day to writing and recording music. I've got the start of a song idea with some chords and melody lines, but would love to see if I can flesh this out. Finally recorded vocals. Only thing remains is a finalized drum track. Now, I'm going to play this, but before I do, Tristan, it sounded like there were drums in this. Has this been updated? Has this been updated? Just listen and be envious as I am of Tristan's voices.
Might not be a chance again till who knows when. So let's not worry on what might have been. Oh, now can last. Days steadily slip into.
Isn't that lovely? It may have been insanely loud because I have no volume at all when I'm talking, but like, it's amazing to me that you made all of that. Like especially this part at the end, right here. I love this.
Soon it'll be gone away, so burn it in. Might not be a chance again till who knows when.
It's beautiful. That's fucking incredible. Trish Morber says, that's my favorite part. Yeah! It's my favorite part, too! Your sense of what favorites are is correct. Oh, Deathrin. Oh, this one was rad. Deathrin says, I wanted to learn the first movement of the Moonlight Sonata, with the eventual goal of being able to play all 3 sonata movements. I've taken a few stabs. The second movement over the last few years, but never managed to stick with it, so my goal is to actually put in the time and learn the whole thing. Deathrin has some great reflections and some great video pieces in here, but the post-mortem piece is spectacular. This is incredible. So this is Deathrin on day 1. No practice, almost. Okay? Yeah, Deathrin! Elbows locked, double thumbs up. Reading the music. Yep, just getting the position of the fingers and the hands set. Okay, just looking. Now wait, hold on. Yeah, fucking what are you gonna do? Day 30, check this out. Day 30. Look, I mean, Deathrin appears to have literally, Deathrin's physique improved from day 1 to day 30. Are you kidding me? Like this camera angle, oh, look at those jeans, the fashion sense. Unbelievable. Days. I mean, like, I know practice works, but I'm still so impressed with the improvement that comes with practice. Always remember, practice will never betray you. I mean, I think that's spectacular. And Deathrin, I hope that you continue, and I hope that when you can play the 3rd movement, which is an insane movement, we want to see it. We want to see it, Deathrin. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is great. This is from Mirai. I try to release some music tracks on SoundCloud. I've been doing music production casually for several years, but I haven't really released anything. I want to try to finish off some of my tracks and release them on SoundCloud. Now, just listen to the very first 2 seconds. Finish a track and upload it. Pretty happy with it, even though I didn't end up releasing as many tracks as I thought. I've gotten more organized and learned quite a bit. this should help me a bit releasing more tracks. Just the first 2 seconds. Ooh. Golden Witch says, Day 9, you better attribute that practice quote to Flash properly, or he'll build turrets. The quote is from Jaedong, not Flash. Jaedong's quote is, practice will never betray you. Unless Jaedong was referencing Flash, but that's from a Jaedong video, at least. Okay, I'm going to keep playing it. Oh, yeah, that reverby guitar. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And this is in many ways the kind of music that I like to listen to a lot. I like a lot of ambient, atmospheric, cinematic sound and ass shit. Ooh, Jacob Godsurf says, "Can I pay for this somewhere?" Rye, give us the link. Where's your Bandcamp? Let's get you some money. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, carbon-based life forms definitely has some carbon-based life form vibes to it. Rye has a few posts about this, but. Obviously, this links straight to Rye's SoundCloud. Want to hear more? Oh, yeah. All right. So we did music. It's time to go to the other category. Oh, yeah. Other. Shal Denkeki says, plant and grow a nice vegetable and herb garden. After a moderate success last year with square foot gardening, I'd be happy if at the end of the month we have some sprouts either from seeds sown directly in our raised bed or those started outside. So this last update was 19 days ago. But there's the little sprouts. There's the little guys. Oh, hey guys, good morning. Oh, hello. Oh, little indoor guys. Oh, look at this. Here's a squirrel. And look at this lovely little bed. Oh, yeah, the day green emote. There's one. Now, there's some really wonderful photos in here on Shal Dengeki's project. I will just field the request, Shal Dengeki. We would look forward to more updates. I want to see how those veggies are doing. And if you have an image, you just biting into one of those vegetables. Mwah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Ghost Stalker just updated. You know, let's refresh this. Yeah, there's the final summary that Ghost Stalker posted just before we went live. Oh, hell yeah. But Ghost Stalker was writing, I'm reworking how my life and work balance goes. As part of what I'm choosing, as part of that, choosing 7 points I want to focus on achieving to improve how I function and to make progress on long-term goals. I actually had a really wonderful conversation about this particular project with Ghost Stalker before. I mean, there's some really nice notes of just many, many days with the wonderful green and red checks, and I found myself like scrolling down being like, oh, come on, I'm rooting for green. Oh, no. Oh, March 23rd. Yeah, day 15. All right. Oh, okay, day 14. All right, nice. Okay. Oh, day 13 was rough. Day 12, okay. Day 11, day 10. What about day 9? Oh, day 4, hell yeah. I thought the formatting on this was lovely, and I'll be honest, Ghosty, I have not read your final summary because I was live while you posted it. But I'm really curious how the feeling of having many different things to work on went for you. And I look forward to reading this later because I'm very much so a monotasker a lot of the times, where I'm like, I'm going to focus on just improving this one thing. I can hold the one thing in my brain, and that is the only one. The idea of having many different sort of tongs in the fire is interesting. Super interesting. What is the last paragraph? I've learned several lessons, and while I cannot view the period as strictly as a growing period person, as I did fall apart, it wasn't without benefit. Well, it's taken a huge chunk of my time, and I'm still not 100% back to form and at peace with what happened. My final valuation is Dk30. Can only be that of a success, as I'm far better off than where I was when I started. Hell yeah, Ghosty. Never give up. Never surrender. I mean, it's one of those things where, hell, I mean, even if I just take Japanese, if you do Japanese 60% of days, still learn a shitload of stuff. That's nice. Geom, read every day. Loved this. I actually had this as one of my DK30 projects, as read at the end of the day before going to bed. And I now have kind of habitized reading before bed, and it's so nice. Except for the fact that I'm reading Junji Ito horror stories. And I get into bed, and I'm just like, oh my god, I hope I don't have an eternal dream. Jesus. But Guillaume says, I will read 100 pages per day. Prove bad at completed DK30s and bad at winding down mentally from each workday. Hopefully the simple and unambiguous goal will help with both. And by the end, Guillaume read 2,700 pages in 31 days. 2,700 pages. And the updates from Guillaume. Oh, Guillaume is Guillaume. I see. Oh, shit. Of course, it's Guillaume. French for William, basically. But yeah, Guillaume read Dresden Files, Snow Crash. Damn, who's the funny author who did the book with Neil Gaiman? Pratchett. Read some Pratchett. Really lovely to read through, and I think that one of the things that I learned from reading through Guillaume's pieces is the idea of these little summaries. You know, oh, I finished this, and I'm reading through this, and here's what I thought. Oh, yeah, Grave Peril flopped smoothly enough. Yeah. Yeah, Pratchett's hilarious, etc., etc. Oh, yeah, Baden's gay. Ooh. I want to read The Expanse too, man. But, I mean, it's one of these things where 2,700 pages is what? That's like 6, 7 books? That's awesome. I should be able to do the math in my head. Yeah, it's like 6, 7 books. Oh my god, I did get it right. Incredible. And I've always wanted to be one of those people that reads like a book a week. I've always wanted to be. I don't know why I'm not. I literally just need to pick up a book and read it in the evening. But this was nice. I love this as a goal, especially with the goal of trying to wind down mentally from the end of the workday. Seriously Surly bought an old 1880s farmhouse that needs some love, doing a major interior renovation, taking up most of the main floor down to the studs and building it back up. First 30 days centered around demolition. And this just has incredible demolition photos. There's several photo albums in this. Here's some before and after photos, and I mean, just tearing it apart. Just tearing it apart. I don't know anything about how a house is built, how a car is built, how most shit's built. I have no clue at all, man. But this is astounding. This is astounding, Surly, that you're capable of just not just pulling a house apart and rebuilding it, but being comfortable doing that. It's a house. My God. Something that I will maybe never be able to afford. This is incredible. And there's even some plans of how to arrange everything. Oh, yeah. I like this. You go down the staircase and go straight into the shower. Seriously, Surly says it's just wood and things. How dare you try to make it sound so plain and simple? That's like me seeing an algorithm for an AI that's, you know, self-aware and being like, it's just code. You have no idea how much more it is than just wood and things, seriously, Surly. But, I mean, this for me was a little bit like seeing someone do gymnastics. I literally know so little about how any of it works. It's just awesome to see someone who's way better at something that I'll never be good at. It's awesome. Philip Charles has finished my VTuber character in time for a show in April. Okay. I'm a sketch comedian and got myself booked for an online performance in April. I've been working on this VTuber character off and on since late October. I've made some progress already, but it's time to finish this thing. Ideally, I want to launch a Twitch channel with the character around the same time as the show so I can direct people there if they liked what they saw. Dude, I don't know if any of you have ever, like, worked with live 2D or VTubing software. It's a lot of work. And we're going to see Chumby, and I'm going to show you the first 10 seconds, okay? Get ready.
Hello, I am alive. Why am I alive? Oh no, I'm not finished.
Oh no. Oh. It's so good. It's so good.
Well, I am here, and I am here because of perseverance. Making
Hey, it's how I look when I get off stream. Did you voice this? I don't know. I worry that I may have, to be honest. But Philip Shaw has a lot about the process of coming up with this. Here's the 3D model of Chumby. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, we got some of the animations and the models working. Oh yeah. Milk jug, eye leakage, banana, spilt dog food, and chili beans. Is this a sketch? Like, this is just the funniest shit ever, man. Philip Shaw, this made me laugh every single time I rewatch it in preparation for showing it on air and then laughing. Oh, this is so good. It's so good. And I really take great flattery at the fact that you modeled it after me. Oh, F-tan Theta, complete an astrophotography image using the new telescope. Now, the recent updates were actually quite funny. The completed quick post-mortem to go along with my last post. So glad I decided to participate. My project ended up being strange because I had pretty much completed it day 3. I don't know if you ever had this. I have this with work things a lot where I'm like, oh my god, there's like those 15 business emails that we need to go through. Oh, fuck it, let's just start going through them. And we get all of them done in like 20 minutes. And I'm like, oh. I thought it was going to take 3 days to get through all of that. Huh. So F-tan Theta had all these various goals of trying to get a tracking mount moved and making sure that the telescope can take good images. Finished all of that and then just fed off the enthusiasm from it being done. Here it is, yeah. That said, I can honestly say that without sitting down and writing these goals, all my equipment would still be sitting unused in my room here, which would be a shame. Especially since I saved up so long for it all. And look at some of these photographs. I mean, some of these photographs are just incredible. There's one of the moon coming up. Look at this moon. Look at that moon. That's incredible. Part of me wonders if you didn't take this photograph, NASA owns this, or Getty Images has the rights to it, and I'm about to get DMCA'd. But who gives a shit? It's such a moon. Oh, look at this. That's you. That's you, F-tan Theta. Look at, oh my gosh, some of these are just incredible. You know, trying to get the focus to look right. Trying to get the colors. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I loved going through this and reading this F-tan Theta, especially because it was a welcome inversion of what is most common here, which is I started a project and I didn't quite get as much done as I wanted to. This is like, I got done with it so fast that I'm the best. Amish beginner calligraphy practice. Wanted to learn calligraphy and, wound up, things got wild and I fell off the wagon, right? This is one of the more common things that occurs. Remember, I'm a DK20 participant. Drank no calories for 20 days and then drank every calorie that I could see for the remainder of the time. But Amish, P.S., I started practicing calligraphy. And this is the best. Somebody once told me, the world is going to roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. What a way to structure your practice. What a way to structure the practice, huh? And we have lots of letters being drawn. And calligraphy is... I way long ago did some calligraphy, and it is a pain in the ass to train your hand to not have these little differences. And look, Amish actually has a pretty substantial amount of writing, practicing, training, and photos to go along with it. I just thought it was an interesting project. I'm a big fan of calligraphy and interesting writing styles. More in writing. Ah, yes. Korean drama, screenplay, and short stories writing. My normal job is in finance and accounting, so I have very little outlet for creativity. My 30-day project is explore writing more, mainly scripts and screenplays. The focus will be on trying to draft creative, funny stories rather than perfect grammar, etc. Rice Bites, throughout the process, did a lot of really interesting bouncing back and forth between different projects. Here's the spicy short story script. We have the K-drama, episode 2. We got thriller horror scripts. Brandon Sanderson, a fantasy author, writes a lot about starting a project, getting a little tired of it, taking a break from this project, and switching to another project, and doing this sort of moving around among different projects. And I think it's a really nice way to get into a creative process and not get hung up or stuck on anything. And Rice Bites not only has some great updates, but literally has the links to all the writings right here. You can click and you can read. You can go check them out. And as a Korean drama fan, I look forward to the debut, Rice Bites. And last but not least, I thought this was the perfect one to end on, from Koromar92. This spoke to me a bit because I struggled with this a ton in my 20s. I don't call or text my family or friends very often because I don't really feel the need to share little details. Unfortunately, this means that I tend to let connections with others deteriorate over time. I've decided to start writing letters this year, which don't need to be as frequent as a call or text and tend to be more personal as a way to strengthen some of my relationships. So if I move through some of these letters, they're written in with like nice wax seals, stamping that shit on there. It's just really nice. Writing things to cousin, dad, old friend, and mom. And Koromar92 ended the project review with a Dear Day Nights letter, which I thought was really personal and lovely. And I love this one in the middle. As my old calculus professor used to say, if you set the bar low enough, you can just walk right over it. Well, let me tell you this, fellow Day Nights. I fucking strut over that low bar. These letters have been going over very well with everyone I've sent them to so far. My sister, who wrote in February, even said she was sending one back. I just thought that was so... It was so sweet, where it's like, no, I'm not looking to try to up the effort. I'm just writing a really sincere letter and strutting over that low bar. Right? I thought this was darling. So if you'd like to read Koromar92's letter, you can check it out on the DK30 page. And with that, our DK30 project review for the spring is complete. Some reflections of things that we're thinking about for the next one is that there's a lot of evidence, both in this community and just in the world, that people are pretty burnt out from COVID, pretty fatigued from it. Just the experience of being cloistered indoors all the time, all the routines being disrupted, all the energy that it takes to just process the stress and trauma of it all, we're considering doing something, maybe it's a little bit of a switch up for future DK30s, maybe even just a self-care DK30 that's all about doing things that make you happy and a little bit less emphasized on the goals. We'll certainly be doing the fall DK30 focused around creative projects, creative growth. We'll do the game jam then and whatnot. But in the meantime, if any of you didn't participate and feel weird about that, totally don't, because, hell, especially if you're in America, things might actually get back to normal soon, and I see no reason to push yourself or pressure yourself into doing something when things are already so difficult. For all those who did, I had such joy reading through the projects. The ones that I looked at were just a sampling of the 300 that were there. They're not necessarily the best. We didn't want to hide the worst. I think there's just a ton of great projects to read through, and you can just browse through as many as you want.